So, dear student, today we are going to start the chapter 9, Force and Laws of Motion, for your physics part. Okay. Now, this chapter is quite interesting because physics is all about the experience, okay, and observation. Those who have good experience and observation, they can understand the physics very well. Now, as the name suggests, the first topic is introduction to force. Means why force? Because in the previous topic we have learned about the motion, the things which are in motion, and we will see the variety of motion in our surrounding. So, do you think that there is a cause of motion? Naturally, if there is motion, there will be a cause of motion. Okay. Suppose we are riding a bicycle. So, we are riding a bicycle with a muscular force. If this fan is rotating in your houses or AC is running in your houses, these are running because of the electrical power. So, every motion has some cause, and this cause is nothing but the force that is acting on that motion. Okay, that is acting on an object, and object comes into the motion. Now, it is for centuries a puzzle for the scientists and philosopher that what is the natural state of object. It is a puzzle for various scientists and philosophers that what is the natural state of an object, and what they think. I can explain with the help of example. Suppose you have a football. Okay, if you kick the football, then what happens after some time? The football comes to rest. Okay, if I think if I fill this marker up, after some time it will come to rest. Means in our world, what we are seeing that it seems that rest is the natural state of motion. It seems that, but it is not quite so, because this thing is very clear by the Galileo Galilei and the Isaac Newton. They are the tremendous genius scientists. So they give the light on this topic. So we will discuss all this thing one by one. Okay. So in every day we require force to do our work. Nobody see the force, nobody feel the force, nobody smell the force, but we can see the effect of force. And what is that effect? This effect, suppose if you compress this ball, you apply a force from this side and this side, you will compress this ball. So what actually you are doing? What is the nature of force? You are pushing the ball. Suppose instead of this ball, means I'm just concerning about the daily work which we are doing. Instead of work, we have a spring like that, and you apply a force from this side and apply a force from this side. So what happens? A spring will stretch. A spring is going to stretch. That what is the nature of force? You are pulling the force. So all of the activities which we are doing in our home, either we are pushing the object or either we are pulling the object. So in a general sense, we can say that force is a push or pull, but it is not a definite definition. It is not a definite definition of a force, because in the second law, Newton's second law, we are going to learn a true definition for force. Okay, but for beginning we can say that force is nothing but it is a push or a pull. Okay, now what the sign convention we are following: the force which is acting in this direction is positive, the force which is acting in this direction, means the force which is acting toward right is positive, and force which is acting toward left is negative. Okay, so now unbalanced and balanced force. So first balanced force. Two types of force are there: unbalanced and balanced force. So first we discuss what is balanced force. Suppose a block is resting on a table. Okay, now there are two forces acting on this block. Okay, for very simplicity, we are taking two forces. We can take as more than two also, but firstly you have to see the two forces. This is 10 Newton. This is 10 Newton. Okay. This 10 Newton is acting toward right and this 10 Newton is acting toward left. This 10 Newton is acting toward right and this 10 Newton is acting toward left. So if we wish to calculate the net or resultant force, so what we have to do? The net force is the sum of the, suppose this is F2 and this is F1. So F1 plus F2. F1 is 10 Newton plus, since we have assumed that this direction is positive, right direction positive, left direction is negative, and F2 is in left direction, so minus 10 Newton. Okay. Direction in the physics, direction is an important role. It decides the plus or it decides the direction. So the opposite direction we represent with a negative symbol. So left direction, this F2 is acting in the left direction, so we represent with a negative symbol. So it will be 0. Now whenever the net force, now we come to the definition of the unbalanced force. Whenever the net force on a body is 0, whenever the net force on a body is 0, net means there can be two force, there can be more than two force, but if we sum up all the force and if we get the 0, then we say the object is in unbalanced force, sorry, object experience the balanced force, object is experiencing balanced force. So this can be explained in a various way, when two equal and opposite force acting on a body so that the body doesn't move. In this way we can say the object is in balanced force. But what I am saying, see, whenever the net force on the object is 0, whenever the net force on the object is 0, that we can say the object is in balanced force. Okay. Now there can be more force, like 10 Newton more, and here instead of here 5 Newton and 15 Newton. Okay. And if you sum up this 10 plus 10 20 and 15 plus 5 20, but they are opposite and equal and opposite, so they will cancel each other. Okay. So balanced force is a force in which the net force acting on an object is 0. Okay. That is the definition for the balanced force. Now we come up to the definition of unbalanced force. Unbalanced force. Unbalanced force. So imagine a block which is resting on a table. Okay. And on this side we apply the force of 40 Newton. On this side, on the left side, we are applying a force of 10 Newton. Okay. So what will be the net force? Obviously the net force will be F1 plus minus of F2. Why this is minus? Because we are considering right direction is positive and left direction is negative. This is our sign convention. Okay. Now if you will sum this, 50 minus 10, it will be 40. So the net force is not equal to 0. So we can write here the net force is not equal to 0, means it has some finite value. So whenever the forces are acting on a body and net force is not 0, then the body is subjected to unbalanced force. When the forces are acting over any object or any body and the net force is not 0, this means that the body is subject to a unbalanced force. Okay. So this is the definition for the balanced and unbalanced force. Now what is the nature of unbalanced force? What is the nature of balanced force? Okay. Now what is the fact that people think that previously, before the introduction of the Galileo Galilei and Isaac Newton hypothesis, people think that motion is possible only and only when unbalanced force is applied. Okay. People think that because it is practically working. Suppose this is a block and I say to you that you have to push this block, okay, by applying some force. So what kind of force you apply? You will not apply balanced force. You can apply the unbalanced force, means there is some friction force between the block and the floor. Okay, so suppose it have magnitude 5 Newton, and if you apply the 10 Newton force, then surely this block will accelerate, or you can say this block will move in that direction. So in our world, in our practical world, what we have observed, that what we are observing, that motion is only possible with the unbalanced force, and people think that motion is only possible with the unbalanced force. But later, when our study is more vast, it was found that it is wrong. It is not. It is wrong to say that motion is always possible with the help of unbalanced force. It can be also possible with the help of balanced force. Now you think, what are you saying, sir? Means balanced force, how can it produce the motion? It produces the motion in one case. Okay, suppose imagine a ball rolling, okay, rolling on the surface, and imagine a ball is rolling on a surface. Okay, imagine a ball is rolling on a surface. At that time, there is a friction force of 5 Newton, and this force, this unbalanced force, is 5 Newton. Okay, from the right side there is this ball is continuously rolling. Okay, suppose this ball is continuously rolling, and at that time, the from right side the 5 Newton force is applied, from the left side the 5 Newton force is applied, and the net force will be 0, and ball is still in motion. But in which motion? It is in constant velocity motion. Means ball will not accelerate, ball will not decelerate, but ball will move with a constant velocity. So this is the new term which Galileo Galilei has given, that ball can move with motion, ball can have a constant velocity motion. And what the special thing is that in constant velocity the net force is 0. But there is no unbalanced force, but there is a case of balanced force. Under the action of balanced force, it is moving constantly with a constant velocity. So we can say unbalanced force produces a motion in which either the object will accelerate or retard, and balanced force produces a motion in which object moves with a constant velocity. Okay. Now this is the introduction of this chapter. Now in the next class, we will learn about the Newton's law of motion. Now if you have any doubt, that you must share on the WhatsApp. You can call me, okay, but at least you have to share your doubts. Okay, have a nice day.